Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Intuitive Soul Rising. I'm Rachel Swanee, a spiritual medium, intuitive coach, and ascension guide. And today we are I'm going to be channeling some messages and doing a collective reading for the new moon in Taurus happening tomorrow, May 19th. And I will also be channeling some guidance from a couple of guides that stepped forward today. Hello, everyone in the comments. We'll just wait a little bit to get started with the reading till some more people show up, hopefully live. But this is on my YouTube, so many of you may be watching the replay as well. Hi, Kira. Hi, Cynthia. So I was going to just start with a couple of announcements on things that are coming up, upcoming events. And let's see. So tomorrow we have Channeling Eric with Con Knight, the wonderful medium Con Knight, on my private Facebook group, which is called Intuitive Soul Rising. And the link to that group is in the descriptions box for those of you who would like to join that. And he'll be channeling messages from Spirit for anybody who has a question on there. Tomorrow it starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wait, no, I'm sorry. That's my time. What time is it tomorrow? I think that makes it 12 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. And then, here's the link to that too. If you guys want to join the private group there, I'll put that on the screen. So he does that every Friday on my private Facebook group. And then also in Patreon, for those of you who are in my Patreon group or who are interested in joining that, a link to my Patreon group here. I have a mediumship circle practice, channeling practice event that I do once a month. There, it's a private Zoom session where we bring in different guides, practice channeling personal messages for each other. And that's going to happen this month on Tuesday, May 30th. But I haven't decided on the exact time yet. So just look for an announcement coming up on that when I do get that fully scheduled. I'll let you all know. And let's see. So we do have a few people with us. Yolanda, hello. And Fern, hi. So welcome, everyone. So yeah, so I've started tuning into these energies coming with the new moon. Earlier today, I was doing a meditation and I was starting to get downloads just by tuning into the energy. I had a couple different guides come in, so I'll share some of that in a minute. And but basically, the new moon itself. So I have some notes here that I was going to share. The new moon itself is always a time for like new birth, new light, new beginnings, new cycle starting. So it's definitely a time to set our intentions on what we want to create, what we want to manifest, and just feel the energy of birthing new life and new creation. So the sign of Taurus is an earth sign. So the sign of Taurus is going to bring in some grounding energy, more of a feeling of stabilization, security, comfort, pleasure. But it is a sign that's slow to change. So it brings more of a slower and steadier pace and approach to things. So keep that in mind on how the sign of Taurus might be affecting how to tune into the energy of that sign to kind of align with these energies. That's always good to know. But I'm not an astrologist in any sense of the word. So I just kind of tune in a little bit, but then I kind of look up a little bit more of what I personally know about the sign. But I do know that the energies of the sign affect heavily the energies of the different moons that they are in. So I like to share that information, but we'll be channeling more into specific guidance around that. I also know just from a little bit of the research I was doing that there's a lot of different alignments, planetary alignments happening right now. There's like 5, 6, 7 different significant planetary alignments coming in. So the energy of Venus is really strong right now. The energy of Jupiter is really strong right now. And those two energies together are very powerful in a very positive way. So Jupiter is very expansive, and it's also a planet that brings in luck. And um, Venus brings in love and beauty and all the good stuff. So I feel like those two energies coming in will be helpful in many different ways for us when it comes to manifesting abundance in different forms. So yeah, so some positive shifts coming in with this new moon energy. We are coming off also of the solar eclipse that was pretty intense. I think it was like around April 20th last month, and then the lunar eclipse that just took place like a week or two ago. So all those energies were really extra powerful and brought in a lot of powerful transformations and shifts in consciousness. So some of the messages that I was receiving today are kind of going to help us see how this new moon is kind of coming in after all of those shifts and changes, and moving us more forward on our paths. So, hi everyone. Hi, Kira. I think I said hello to you. And Faith, hello. Amy's here. Hello. So, I have my cards. I brought a few decks of cards, and I haven't like pulled any cards yet for this reading because I wanted to do it live this time. I also have a couple guides that want to step forward, and I plan on maybe starting with some of the notes I was taking that were coming in as the downloads were coming in earlier during my meditation. I'll start sharing some of those, and then I'll pull some cards. And then if we have time, I feel like these two guides would be willing to maybe take some more personal questions. So, but I'll ask you to hold off on putting those up on the screen so I don't get overloaded with the comments. I'll make note of when to do that, depending on the flow of things. But we'll start with the notes that came up and the downloads. So as soon as I started tuning in just to the energy of the new moon, I felt a lot of high vibrational energy coming through. So it does feel like a very positive, uplifting frequency coming in. And I right away got the presence of Archangel Haniel stepping forward. So she's one of the guides that we can work with during the full moon and new moon types of energies for the lunar cycles, because she is the archangel of the moon, the archangel of intuition, and she's the archangel of joy, I believe. I do have a channeled interview with her on my YouTube channel. So look for that to get more information on how to connect with her energy. But she was around and she kind of popped in, I think, also when we were doing the Soul Work in Dream Time session in our Patreon group. I think it was earlier this week. This week's been going by so fast. And there's a lot going on for me this week. So, but I think that was Tuesday that we did that. And that was a really good session, by the way. So if you are on Patreon and you haven't had a chance to watch the replay of that, definitely take the time to do that, because I feel like a lot of great messages came through, and guidance around how to work with our dreams and just things that are going on in our dreams that are relevant to our ascension process. Many of you in the comments were participated in that. So thank you. And let's see, going back to my notes. So I wasn't going to necessarily bring through messages from her today, but it was just felt like her presence is around for you to connect with, especially if you're really working with heightening your intuition. She's a good archangel to bring in for that. But when she came in, she was talking about like crystal energy that we can work with around this time. So she was talking about turquoise, which I believe is the color that she comes in with. But she was also talking about opal crystals and moonstone for the new moon energy, this one in particular. And she was also saying we can work with some of the black crystals. Obsidian and black tourmaline are ones that were mentioned. So, yeah, tuning into the lunar energy, it's always good to have the crystals around because they definitely heighten the frequency of everything around us and what we're tuning into. So, as I was going into that, then I started to feel into more of the messages coming in, and I was being told that the new moon is, and I don't know if it's specific to this new moon. It feels like it's all new moons in some sense of the word, but this one is very powerful, more powerful in a certain sense. I think because we are coming off of the lunar eclipse, these two eclipse, these powerful eclipse energies. And I was feeling a really intense energy coming in yesterday as well with the ascension waves. So I don't know if you guys were feeling that, but yesterday I was like super, super tired for one, and for no particular reason. Everything was normal and my bedtime schedule was normal, but I was in a heavy, heavy, deep sleep, and it was hard to get up in the morning at my normal time. And when I did wake up, I had like a lot of pressure in my head. So I had this like ongoing pressure type headache, which felt more like a galactic energy type headache. And that was all day yesterday. And I even tried to take like a Motrin or something, which I rarely need to do, but I did, and it didn't really fully help. So I don't know. It must have been some kind of shift coming in, but I know we all experienced that a little differently. But so I was being told that this is a cosmic cycle, a cosmic portal, a gateway into the unknown, um, more like a 0 point type of energy field coming in right now. And I think this has to do with also what they're showing me is kind of the alignment, the cosmic alignments of the planets right now and everything that that field is creating. It's more of a portal and a direct connection to source, I'm hearing, and to our intuition. So our intuition is going to be heightened and our psychic senses are going to be heightened around this particular new moon gateway, I'm hearing. But then the message coming in as I was tuning into that 0 point energy was just um, all is calm, all is peace, all is one. So I'm hearing cosmic harmony and more peaceful energy coming in. And they're showing me now or saying that there's a rising to the surface of new energy rising to the surface, like new creation and new birth, but it's coming in a more like peaceful manner and not so jolty is what I'm getting. So it feels like the energy of this new moon is going to be more calming and peaceful in a certain sense. And that goes along with they're saying the Taurus energy, the energy that Taurus brings, which is more stabilizing of a frequency and not so jittery. But then we also are in the sign of Aries right now, I think. Or no, it's Taurus. That's right. I don't know. We were coming off of Aries, maybe energy with the last full moon, I think it was. So maybe that was more of a go type energy, and this is more of a slow down type energy, is kind of what they're showing me. So they started talking about the stellar gateway chakra, which they also said is the portal to source and source consciousness, Christ consciousness, and that gateway is opening right now as well with these new moon energies. And then they were talking about that bringing in. They're talking about our cosmic DNA and crystal codes. So it feels like there's some more activations happening with that opening of the stellar gateway. And then again, they were referencing the alignment of the planets is allowing the moonbeam energy or the moonbeam energy coming in allows free flowing abundance of DNA codes, activations, and trigger points to take place for our spiritual and emotional development. So it's just a heightened time for spiritual light codes and activations to come in, particularly through the cosmic portals of the moon, but also the stars, like that type of energy. And then I was receiving information that the sign of Taurus will help us stabilize these energies, like I was just saying, to find balance within as we seek to harmonize and come into crystal union with our cosmic and higher self. So they were saying balance of coordination of schedules, managing conflicts in our nature, so like our inner nature, our inner conflicts, and our outer world will be coming more into balance and harmony. And when they were saying, they were using the word coordination, and they were talking about coordination of schedules. So they were saying that Taurus and Venus will bring more harmony and accord to our lives, but slowing down is the key. We must be willing to stop and smell the roses, give thanks for our blessings, and take time to connect with Mother Nature and all of the bounties, flowers, and fruits of spring she provides. Take a slower pace and time out events. So time out means space out, like space out your events, creating more space and time in between to relish in comfort and the simple joys and pleasures of life and existence. See the beauty in simple joys. So that's really how the best way for us to align with the Taurus energies, the new moon energies, is to take more time outs, is what they were saying. And that's what they were talking about when they were talking about coordination of schedules. And the managing of conflicts makes it seem that um, we'll just be naturally feeling more inner peace and balance in terms of that, or maybe our attention will be drawn more to the ways that we can heal those conflicts, if it's inner conflicts with self, or we can ask for spiritual guidance around that from our guides or teams. But it's really a balancing energy that's coming in, it feels like. And that feels like it's coming from Venus energy very strongly, because that's Venus energy is all about relationships and harmony and beauty and all of that. But the Taurus brings kind of like that stabilizer effect as well, that grounding effect. So, and the anchoring down of those cosmic frequencies is really helpful. It feels like all those shifts and changes we experienced um, through the lunar eclipse maybe was a little bit shaky and chaotic for us. And now we're going to be taking a slower, steady pace and anchoring in some of those changes that we were prompted to make, or shifts in consciousness that we were made aware of during those times. But yeah, the feeling is just slower and steady is really the way forward with this new moon. So let me check in with the comments, see what you guys are saying. Yeah, yeah, Kathy, I agree. I need a little slower pace. Um, Hi, Nicole. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the turquoise. Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful energy. Oh, hi, Carrie Lynn. How are you? Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, the energy was heavy for you too. Yeah, a couple people were saying it was like really intense. So, yeah, interesting. Aquarius, probably. I mean, I think there's just a lot always happening, and we're, yeah, let's more to the party, right? More mix of the energies, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm feeling with the energy. I think we all need it. We all need a little bit of a break. So thank you for that, universe, right? But while we're, so yeah, let me go back. Those were just the direct messages I was getting. And just to finish that off, a lot of the denser, they were saying a lot of denser energies are lifting, making room for more joy and abundance to flow through. And I'm getting a lift in my spirit as I'm hearing that, and also tuning into Archangel Haniel. I feel like that could also be why she's around, because she's also the Archangel of Joy. So I feel like if you want a lift in vibration, a lift in spirit, you can call on her to be part of your ascension team, is she's saying, to support you and lift up your spirits during these times, or just help you to tune more into what brings you personal joy, and um, and the abundance, the flow of abundance. So with those messages coming forward, I got a strong connection to Hathor, goddess Hathor, the Egyptian goddess, coming through. So she's stepping forward, and she works with the Hathors, which is a collective of galactic beings as well. And I'll show you guys her card in the book that I have. I know a lot of you are connected with Hathor. In fact, Nicole, maybe that's why you were guided to peek in on this session today. Oh, and it's 222 as I say that. So this is Hathor. She is like a mother goddess energy. But she represents many things when it comes to the mother aspects, but she's also the goddess of love and music. And well, it says she's the mother goddess of the world and of light, and that she's often represented as a cow or a woman with cow's ears, to represent motherhood and flow of abundance. So when they were talking about abundance, that's when I felt her energy stepping forward. And I was picking up on Milk of the Mother, that she offers abundance codes and her assistance in connecting to the beauty of life. So she can help you, she was saying, align with your cosmic self, and remember that you have a cosmic plan and it's written in the stars. So she works also with Horus's energy. Let me look and see how they're connected again. I think it's the consort of Horus. Oh yeah, she was like Horus was her divine masculine counterpart, so that explains it. And he's connected with the stars in the sky. So that's what she was pointing out, to remember that. Oh, that's right. She was talking about to remember that we have a cosmic plan and it's written in the stars, but she was talking about astrologically speaking. She was talking about the astrological gifts and signs that we get from the stars as it relates to our natal birth charts. The astrology birth charts that we have give us a lot of information. It's almost like a cosmic blueprint at the time of our birth that tells us a lot about like different qualities that we have, personalities, and also yeah, just things that are kind of not destined to happen, but the ways things are going to line up for us, and what some of our gifts and powers are. And so she was kind of it felt like reminding us to explore your personal astrology and numerology to align with your cosmic DNA blueprint and the ways you are connected to the stars. So that was one of her messages. So I am going to have her here, and she's available to answer personal questions. If you guys have any for Hathor and you want to list those in the comments, maybe put a couple hearts in front of the comment if it is a personal message from her, and I'll try to get to those later, but I'll just put that out there now. I'll get to those after we pull some cards. But the other guides that step forward are the Venetians, and they are a race of galactic beings from Venus. And I had a specific female guide step forward representing their energy, and her name was Elloria, Elloria. So it was spelled Elloria, which is a new guide I haven't connected to before. But she was stepping forward as a representative for the Venetians today. And she was saying that The Venetians are here to help you explore new ways and fresh ideas of inspiration as you seek to align with the natural flow of your feminine intuition and the ways your masculine is ready to take charge and lead you in new directions of change, personal empowerment, and growth on your spiritual mission. So the Venetians are showing me that they're very balanced in their divine masculine and divine feminine energies, although their planetary system is mostly a feminine, or run by like a female hierarchy in terms of how their government is, or I don't know what the how their planet is managed. I guess you could say it's more of a feminine force that drives that, a feminine consciousness that drives that, but they are very balanced in the inner divine feminine and masculine energies. So they can help you come into balance with those two energies and forces within. And they were also advising us to take your time with new ideas and be patient with your process as you are integrating much new information at this time. And they just want you to be aware and pay attention to the ways these new ideas are coming into you and what they are calling you to do. And it's all about really connecting into your heart's wisdom and knowing. So sometimes it feels like the ego makes plans for us that aren't always fully aligned with what our heart wants to do. So they're wanting you to tap into the frequency of joy and passion and what gives you a sense of excitement and motivation and inspiration to move forward and to take action with something. So if you are contemplating a change or contemplating doing something new, they want you to tune into how your heart is receiving that message. And so they're saying they want you to filter all of your new ideas through your heart center. Allow yourself to meditate with the ideas that come in, and to feel into your heart center when those ideas come through. If you're not sure or clear on whether that is the right fit for you, or if you're not sure or clear on if that's coming from your higher intuition or your guides, or if that's just kind of like a quick idea that might be coming from your ego sense of what you want to do, they want you to take a moment to meditate on the idea itself and feel into your heart, drop into your heart space as you feel into that idea. And does it give you a sense of excitement or joy or passion, or then you want to move forward in that direction. So just take note of the feelings that come up, they're saying, around the ideas that you're having and the ways that you're being inspired to create and co-create and birth and manifest things moving forward into this cycle. All right, so we have Hathor here and we have the Venetians here. So if either of you have, any of you have questions for either the Venetians or Hathor, please post in the comments. And again, I'll try to get to as many of those as I can. But that's pretty much the collective reading, I feel like. But I will pull a couple cards just to bounce off that reading. And I feel like these cards are going to be more tuned to those people that are here, that are watching live, and also watching the replay, that are part of this community. And I was guided to bring my Sacred Forest Oracle deck, which is more of like an elemental vibe to it, but it's more like an earthy vibe since we're in the sign of Taurus here. And I'm just going to see what are some other themes coming out with the new moon energies that we need to be aware of. And just came out Fire Spirit, which is energy. So I'm getting guidance about like watching your energy and watching the flow of energy and just paying attention to the shifts and changes and the ways that your energy shifts and changes with the new moon cycles. But it feels like with the lunar cycles also. So they're just wanting you to monitor your energy at this time. So stay grounded is what they're saying. So monitor your energy seems to be related to the ascension waves and all the symptoms we might be experiencing. So there might still be some um, ups and downs and emotional charge in ups and downs in that sense, but they just want you to tune into your energy more and just to be present in the moment with yourself and always honor your energy and honor the flow of energy and let that energy flow through you. So if you feel like a lot of high energy coming in, you want to definitely ground that energy. So we're talking about water, drinking water, and being close to nature at this time will help you to absorb those higher energy light codes that are coming in from source, as they said. But but yeah, they're talking about honoring the flow. So the birthing new light is really about honoring the way the energy wants to shift and move you in new directions as well. So always follow your intuitive impulses on that, whether it's to take a break or rest or time out, or whether it's to go into creation mode. Um, so that's one of the themes. Let me see if there's anything else coming up. A lot of cards want to come out, but let's see. Okay, activation. Yeah, I'm hearing it's activation time. Um, Spirit guardian of spring. So it's springtime activations and the beautiful swan there at the bottom. And they're saying purity and innocence too. So it does feel like a time of joy, bringing back that childlike spirit, joy, coming back to the heart of source, I'm hearing. And it's a time to be playful as well. It's time to really enjoy life. So that is another aspect that Taurus brings is the pleasures, enjoying like the simple pleasures and developing a lust for life again. So yeah, they're just saying pay attention to the ways spirit is calling you to play or go outdoors or be active in that sense and bring out the inner child type energy at this time as well. And take a break from life. They're saying like take a break from life. So slowing it down means like putting in time to play as well. And we're moving into the weekend here. So hopefully some of you have some good plans for the weekend. I'll pull one last card from this deck around these energies, and then I'm going to pull from one more deck and maybe two more actually. Oh, manifesting dreams. Oh, wow. Okay, a couple more cards came out. Manifesting dreams. So this is all about kind of what we were talking about, abundance coming in many different forms. Beauty. So that's also in alignment with what they were sharing earlier. Oh gosh, and miracles, because the word miracle was coming up for me as I was seeing this manifesting dreams card, and they're also tied into that. So that's the positive news. There's miracles, there's abundance. It's like the frequencies are really high, and they're showing me in this card there's a rainbow, and they're showing me the rainbow now, but it's on this card. And that's the type of energy that's coming in. It's very high vibrational. It's like rainbow light energy that is going to lift our spirits, brighten our moods, help us feel more connected to source and our cosmic team, they're saying. And it's a high time for manifesting miracles in the sense of just all the clearing work we just did. They're showing us from the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse cycles that we just went through is clearing the pathway forward for more miracles and abundance to come in. So it's really one of the positive benefits of all the work that we've been doing with the clearing work, because I think a lot of us have been, well, they're saying some of us have been dealing with some really heavy energies and some denser emotions, and they're saying the fog is lifting. They're showing me like it's been foggy. Maybe the view for some of us has been a little bit clouded, but it feels like the fog is starting to lift, and we're going to become clearer in our vision. We're going to see the road ahead more clearly, and it's just going to be easier to achieve what we want to achieve at this stage in this cycle coming up. So Awesome. I was also going to pull some cards from the Gateway of Light activation deck by Kyle Gray, just to get a sense if there's any other activations. So they're talking about a lot of activations maybe taking place, stellar gateway chakra, and oh, they kind of wanted me to read something about the stellar gateway chakra. I'm just being reminded too. Let me do that real quick first. I felt guided to look up information on the stellar gateway chakra because they were talking about it being a portal to source consciousness and source energy. And just a quick thing they wanted me to share on it on somebody else's page that I found, this explanation. The purpose of the stellar gateway chakra connects the individual soul in a physical body to the source of light from which they originate. So this is that cosmic self, higher self blueprint they were talking about. This is the star or planet of origin. Previously, the crown chakra was in charge of receiving and processing the inflow of information given to us. However, as we progress into the fifth dimensional way of living, the stellar gateway takes this role. When it becomes active at the beginning of our ascension process, all our energy systems start to reroute their flow of light and power. So I think that's also why they were highlighting energy as a theme this new moon, because it feels like a lot of us are in the process of rerouting this energy, is what they're showing me now through our stellar gateway, through the opening of that, as we tune more to source consciousness and we are tuning more of our light bodies, and we're receiving energy that's allowing these channels to clear, like the meridians and the channels within our light bodies to clear out, to hold more and embody more of this light. And it also says the stellar gateway transcends all dimensional boundaries of time and space. Its job is to provide us with frequencies that extend way beyond our current physical capacity. It is capable of accepting light from a ninth dimensional source and stepping it down to a level that is comfortable for us. Because of this, many souls are making spiritual progress more quickly than they anticipated. So yeah, so pay attention, so work with the stellar gateway chakra and pay attention to the way those energies are coming in for you. And all right, let's do some more on activations real quick, and then we'll get to your personal messages. Oh, wow, here we go. The Central Sun card, and it says abundance downloads, regeneration, and success. So all positive outcomes, all positive messages. They're just very aligned right now. That's why I like to do the cards live, because it's just fun to see after you channel a message how those cards show up to confirm it. They're having me pull from one last deck, the Rose Oracle, because I felt strongly guided to pull from this deck for some reason when I was choosing the deck. So I'm going to pull maybe just one card or so out of here. Aw, and isn't this one so nice? After the rain, there's that rainbow again coming out. So I feel like rainbows are very symbolic for some of us right now. So we might be seeing the sign as a rainbow, sign of a rainbow in the sky, or just in the physical somehow, or maybe even in our meditation, that like everything is going to be okay. And that's the feeling I'm getting. And this says silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over, acceptance. And this just feels so aligned with what they were saying earlier about the aftermath. We're kind of going through, we just released a lot through those eclipse energies, and now things are looking up and starting to stable off. And so the other card that came out is Codes of the Seeds. And I'm hearing those are being planted right now. Seeds are being planted in the new moon energy, but the blueprint is within you. Take the next step. So they're just saying follow the course of action that is outlined before you. So tune into your cosmic blueprint. They're saying tune in your awareness to your stellar gateway chakra. Call on source energy to come through your meditation, and really make the intention or set the intention to tune into your cosmic blueprint, to activate those seed codes within you of memory or remembrance of the path that you're on and the next steps to take that are in highest alignment with that path. So that's what they're saying to do in terms of how to use this energy to birth new light. All right, so beautiful messages with the cards. I'm excited to bring in now Hathor and Eloria, the Venetian guide. And so I see some of you did have some questions. I'm going to go into those. See. And let's see. Oh, Amy, you were saying you had a headache yesterday and was very tired. Also, yeah, it was heavy. It was really, really dense. It was like pressure from within all around. So it didn't feel like a normal type of a headache to me at all. And the last time I had that type of feeling was around one of the eclipses that came in. So I did feel like maybe that was an ascension related thing. Cynthia says she got shivers when you said that the energy is uplifting. It's electrical. Yeah, yeah. Take a moment to tune into it. Just, when you get a chance, just like you would tune into a guide, tune into the new moon energy. It does feel high vibe to me. And Cynthia says, Hathor has been showing up in the before for me in my visions. Wow, really interesting. Awesome. That's great. I love to hear those connections. Yeah, okay. Yeah, she is related to Sekhmet. Is Sekhmet her daughter? Let me see. It says something in here about that. Yeah, the mother of Sekhmet. That's right. Yeah, that's awesome, Faith. Yeah, that would make sense. It's like you have a connection. I'm hearing this, so I don't know if it's like your guides talking, but you have a connection to a lot of Egyptian guides and a lot of Egyptian goddesses. You have a lot of Egyptian goddess energy, like yourself, and then around you. So yeah, definitely a connection with Hathor as well. Awesome. Amy. Okay, so Amy would love a message from Hathor or the Venetians. Would love to know if either want to work with me and what new directions or information should I focus on. Okay, let me tune in and see. Well, they both want to work with you is what they're saying. So, okay, I'm getting more of the Venetian stepping forward because they keep pointing to the color of my shirt, it being pink. And I feel like that's like a color that brings in their energy for some reason. And connects you to the heart chakra is what they're showing. So let me tune in more specifically. So you have your question was, yeah, they want to work with you. What new directions or information should I focus on? What should Amy be focusing on right now? They're highlighting work for you and career for you and finance. Finance issues related to career. There might be some concerns around that is what they're showing me. They can help bring balance and harmony into the concerns you have. So they're highlighting divine masculine with you right now. So it feels like I'm just getting bits and pieces. So let me see how they want to put this together. But okay, so it feels like there's resistance coming from your divine masculine. It could be like in your 3D sense of self, like there's a divine masculine that might be putting up walls or resistance, but it feels like it's related. The way they're using the term divine masculine also feels like it's like inner resistance. It's being reflected through the outer resistance. There's inner resistance. So they're wanting you to take a time out to reflect on where this resistance is coming from in terms of where are you storing this in your energy body. It's a pattern of belief. It's a belief pattern that's holding your soul hostage is what they're saying. It's holding you back in many ways in terms of finances and career change is what they're saying. So in order to go with the flow of abundance and where that river of abundance wants to take you, they want you to take a time out to really reflect on what matters to you the most. And it's like matters of the heart. Like set your highest intention to receive this abundance in your life by clearing out old karmic patterns and belief systems that don't align with your higher heart and what your higher self wants to create. So use your powers of manifestation. So in manifestation tools to really align with those higher ideals and higher intuitive knowings and wisdom in there, connecting that to your cosmic blueprint DNA of how those DNA codes are awakening within you. The ways those codes are awakening within you is driving you forward with a passion in in very specific or certain divine directions, and you're being divinely guided and you're being divinely supported. So you putting your trust and faith in that divine support is what's going to um, make your mission ahead easier. Or I don't know if the easier is the word. It's more like a feeling. It's just to know that you're supported on your mission and you're being divinely guided is really important for you. Um, but they're wanting you to hone in on your powers of perception as well. And when the ego is talking, is what it feels like when you're getting like negative chatter from the ego or mind that might be distracting you. Your thoughts, they're showing, might be distracting you from the power of your own intuition and your own intuitive knowing of what the right path is for you and what the right steps are for you in any direction or any sense of the word is what they're saying. So there's a way that your soul is calling you forward, but there might be missteps or misalignment in the direction you're heading that feel inconsistent to you in the bigger picture perspective of what your soul is calling you to do. Like it feels like there could be some misalignment or steps that are not fully in alignment, but essentially the road that you're on is taking you kind of like maybe the long way around a little bit. But if you want to take a shortcut, you can go directly to source and really tune into that higher guidance system to really, what they were saying earlier, filter through your heart every new idea or direction that you feel like you're being called to take. Tune to your heart's guidance and inner wisdom on that. And even in terms of not just the action itself, but maybe the timing of the action, like when the best timing for of alignment is, it's very moment to moment because things are shifting really fast. So what might feel right in one particular moment might shift and change. So that's part of what it means to go with the flow of abundance as well, is to, or go with the flow of the energy even, to bring full abundance, is to you always want to stay, your highest priority is to stay in alignment with the frequency of joy. And in order to do that, you really have to listen to your heart's wisdom in any moment where you're facing a challenge. What is that challenge? What is the higher message of that challenge trying to show you? It's trying to show you, what they're saying is they're answering their own question, where you need more balance, where you need more peace and harmony within. So it's all a lesson. It's always a lesson. It's always a soul lesson on what parts of yourself are conflicting with each other, and where there's a conflict in your inner nature, it's going to present as a conflict in your external world. So it might show up, going back to what they said, the first thing they said, as inner resistance will show up, reflect as outer resistance in the people in your life. It's going to test and challenge your faith to trust your intuition, but also to look for the patterns within that are creating that scenario to be reflected back to you, if that makes sense. I mean, I think it does make sense, but it's probably good advice for all of us as well. Um, and Hathor, they're saying, is here to guide you as well, to, as like a mother type energy, but and she can help you tune into the flow of abundance as well. But it's really your perception of that flow that affects the outcome of how it manifests in your life. And that does go for all of us as a reminder. But always tune into the milk of the mother. And she's also showing like Mother Gaia's energy as well, because the earth loves us, our mother loves us, and she always wants to provide for us what is best for our highest soul growth and learning. So tuning into the mother for that protective energy, and feeling held in the cosmic womb of the mother, and uh, being grateful for our relationship to the mother is all ways that we can connect more into her energy, Hathor's energy, but all of the mother goddess energy that we recognize in the different goddesses that show up for us, like Isis, for example, Mother Mary. They're all connected in that sense of they all carry that higher archetypal energy. So that was a longer message than I expected to come out, but I feel like it was because it was for all of us to hear, and that's usually how it works when we channel for personal messages. It's usually relative to something that we all need to hear. So thank you for that question, Amy. Um, and Faith has a question for Hathor. She says, I keep being guided to Egypt and my lineage and past lives there. My higher self showed me a vision in meditation of my higher self seated on a throne as a queen. Why? Oh, interesting. Okay, so, all right, let me tune into that for Hathor. Yeah, definitely a strong past life connection. So, why were you seeing yourself as being a queen seated on a throne? Well, right away she's saying because you carry that queen energy within you, and that's part of your priestess energy and lineage that you are in the process of awakening. Um, it's symbolic in meaning, but in certain ways it's symbolic and metaphoric, because it's like you're becoming the queen, you are taking the throne. In that sense, you're really connecting also with Sekhmet's energy with that vision as well. So you're remembering your royal heritage, that you are royalty in the lineage of the priest and priestesses that you once were in those lifetimes, in those Egyptian lifetimes. And through that process, you are awakening all of the gifts of the priestess energy, and you are in one of those is becoming the queen, and um, being more conscious of the ways you embody that energy. It's more about your right to rule and your right to have authority, but it's connected to like self sovereignty and personal empowerment, in the sense of you sitting on the throne as ruler of your own personal kingdom, your own inner kingdom, inner world. You are the matriarchy is what they're saying, is the word they're using. But you come from like a lineage where the matriarchal powers were like worshipped, or authority of the matriarch was worshipped, or considered a high, put on an altar, is what they're showing me. So you have that priestess lineage and power. You give rise to the goddess within, when you connect to Ra or Sekhmet's energy, is what they're saying. So it is a lineage, and there might be some royal, like literal royal past lifetimes there. The way they're presenting it feels more symbolic, because it's a collection of lifetimes in aspects of the priestess that you are collecting through these past life memories and connections that you are having with Egypt. The more you connect in with the god and goddess energy and those past lifetimes there, the more you start to inherit, is what they're saying, inherit the goddess energy, the powerful energy of the queen on her throne. So you're very familiar with that energy, is what they're saying. And so you embody that energy very well, the energy of the high priestess. So this is all what's partly awakening within you. And it feels like you'll get more information and downloads about specific past lives that this is relative to, and how this information is related to specific past lives and experiences and soul lessons that you've had. in those past lives as a priestess, but priestess power is goddess power, is like queen power, is what they're saying. It's a similar vibration is what they're saying. So whether you were actually a queen on a throne or a priestess on the path, it's a very much a very similar frequency of having like authority, and personal empowerment is really what those codes are coming online for you. So it's like a codex coming online, and symbolic of many of those codes being activated within you. So I hope that resonates for you, Faith. And Fern would like a message from the Venetians. Any advice with your new creative projects? Okay, any advice from the Venetians? They're just saying, it's like the energy coming from them is like, get creative, create beauty, create art, get artistic, use your artistic gifts and talents to bring more joy into your life. It feels like the ways that you are feeling, to the ways that you are being called to be more artistic and be more creative. And it feels like they're guiding you in that they are like an extension of your guides already, or they are serving as an extension of your guides, because, or guidance team of the stars, or to the stars is what they're showing. So you have a spirit connection with their energy, but as you tune to the planet of Venus too, you can tune into their energy. So I don't know if you have Venus prominent in your birth chart, but there might be something there. I know sometimes where certain planets reside in our birth chart, we have more emphasis or energy from that planet coming in to that house, what that house, where that planet is, and what that house represents, different areas of our life. That's where that energy is strongest sometimes for us. I don't know why they're showing me that. So maybe they're wanting you to do some digging into your own astrological chart, and your connection to the planet Venus itself, or where it shows up in your chart. But generally, yeah, any more advice for her on that? It just, yeah, just get creative is what they just keep saying. Bring beauty into your artwork. So beauty comes in many different forms. It's expressed through your own unique vibration. It comes from your own unique core soul essence and frequency. The more you connect to your higher self or source consciousness, the more you awaken those DNA codes within, the more you are activating like all of the ways that you were artists, like maybe in a past life, even the ways that it's like all those powers and memories are subconsciously there. So you can tune into the flow or connection to your own, it sounds like, priestess lineages and pathways. And they're talking about spiritual embodiment of your gifts and powers. So through the creative acts of service, or creative endeavors, or ways that you're being called to create, they're saying you are embodying these frequencies, and you're expressing these frequencies, and you're putting these frequencies into everything that you touch and create, with that coming from that direct connection to source. So it's very powerful is what they're saying. The energy is very powerful when you're fully aligned, and your chakras are open, and you're receiving the download. So it feels like for you, they're saying you can step into meditation and ask to receive creative inspiration through meditation even. And there might be like symbols that come up, or just ideas that come up, or ways that your guides are going to guide you in the forms of what you are actually being called to create, like the actual embodiment of those expressions, and how those frequencies from your soul want to be expressed in a physical form, or manifest in physical form. And they're saying gifts to others. So it feels like the physical things that you create will be gifts for others, even that will take on a certain form and energy that others will be able to absorb this light energy from, if that makes sense. And it all comes from source. So it's like you channeling source through your creations, then it gifts that light to others. And that's an act of service to others. And it's all in alignment with your higher soul path and mission. So I hope that resonates. Fern, beautiful. Okay, Kira wants a message from Hathor. And I'm just going to do a quick look to see how many more questions we have. Maybe just one more after this we'll have time for. Okay, Kira, let's tune into Hathor. Message from Hathor for Kira. I'm just hearing like loving goddess energy. So she is goddess of love and music and healing too, I believe. She has a lot of healing energy with her energy, goddess Hathor. Let's see, what is your message for Kira? She keeps emphasizing healing, so I don't know if you're in, but like healing work. I'm not sure. She's saying you're gifted in the healing work or in the healing arts, so she's gifting you her magic in to flow in that direction, to flow with abundance in the direction that your soul is calling you. So if you're feeling led or called to do healing work, or you have gifts in healing in areas that are in that type of realm of work, it feels like those gifts are needed, and she's going to help you activate them. She's using the word activate, so it feels like call on her to help activate more of your healing powers. And it also could be inner healing work as well, if you're focusing on that right now. It's inner and outer, so it's essentially she's going to help you bring in the energy, the codes that are necessary to allow you to flow into the abundance when it comes to the healing work that you're guided to do, whether that's self-healing or outward healing, like gifting healing to others. Essentially, that's what her abundance for you feels like it's connected to, and that's what she's highlighting with you. So, and she's saying source connected, so it feels like you are connecting higher to source in a higher amounts of light are coming through, so you are being activated in many ways right now, but her energy can really assist you in bringing in that abundance in the form of healing or healing work. So that's what she's sharing for you, Kira. I hope that resonates. And music too, like her frequency can come in, so healing in the form of like sound vibration, also she works in that realm as well. So I don't know if you're drawn to that type of healing, but she's highlighting that with some of you that might be drawn to her energy, or to work with her more, that you can call her in during sound healing as well for light activation codes, she's saying. And Cynthia would love a message from the Venetians. Do I have a connection with them, and what that is? As I'm reading your question, they're answering. They're like, you all have a connection to us. It's through love. I don't know if that's exactly what they said, but that's pretty much what they were starting to say. It's like we're all connected through love, is what they're saying. We're always connected through love, and the beauty that is found within, the divinity within. We are all source connected in that way, and we all share that frequency. When you are connected to that loving vibration, you're connecting into their energy, or even self-love, you're connecting into their energy. But more specifically, are they working with you? Yeah, what is more specific, your connection with Cynthia? they're highlighting for them, you would need to, you can call on them more directly for their assistance in working with you, but it feels like they can help you generally, or anyone that wants to work with them more, like bring in the qualities of the Venetians. So uh, some of the things that they talked about earlier, but it's more like speaking from the heart and living more true to the wisdom of the heart, and tuning and balancing the inner divine masculine and feminine energies. They can help you work with those energies, stepping into your power more as a feminine, through feminine wisdom, feminine intuition, and they can help you with matters of the heart. So, yes, relationships, relationship harmony. They can assist you in a very personal way, they're saying. So, you can call on them to send like a more personal guide or representative to assist you. Um, One that would work well with your energy, so they would obviously know who to bring in. But it does feel like, well, they definitely would like to work with you more. So it's more about just being more aware of their presence and calling them in. And they bring in like the gifts of beauty and nature, like being able to see beauty in your surroundings, beauty in your environment, and create a more beautiful like space or environmental space to be in, that is more aligned with the higher source frequencies and energy of love. And they're saying outer and inner space, so it's not just like an external, your external environment, but it's also like your inner environment, but going back to the harmony and balance within. So they bring in very high vibrational energies, kind of like the Lemurians, they're showing me. They have a similar frequency, but the Lemurians come from like more of like an ancient, um they have like more of an ancient connection to source, is what they're saying. But the Venetians are more like future in our timeline. If we're looking from like a Earth perspective timeline, the Venetians are more of like the future versions of our higher selves, and where we're maybe moving towards more collectively. And the Lemurians are more like past representatives of like where we are coming from, or where we descended from, or how we descended down from source consciousness. But they're both energies are working a lot with us as a collective. Their collectives are working a lot with us as a collective, and we have memories of both within our ancient knowledge, or our soul remembrance of how we are connected to these different planets and civilizations. And so, yeah, both of those energies and collectives, the Lemurians and the Venetians, they're showing are really necessary to bring back that balance and with the divine feminine wisdom, in terms of working more with Mother Nature, and as a collective to bring that peace and harmony back to Mother Earth. So if you're interested in working with them in that way, Cynthia, they're saying, because they're showing that you do have a connection to the natural world, and you are connected to the Lemurians a lot. Um, you also connect with their energy very well. I think that's why they're showing that, how they share a similar frequency. So, because you connect with the elves too, I think you connect with a lot of the nature spirits. So, you have that connection. So they're just showing up as more of like your future version of yourself. It feels like is connected into their timeline as well. So you might have a version of yourself that exists already in a parallel life or a future timeline in their planetary system. And they're saying, and all of you are connected in that way as well. All of you have or will have future lifetimes in connection to their energy, as most of the ascended masters have, like Master Jesus, they're highlighting has. And um, I know Lord Sanat Kumara and Lady Venus are from that planet as well, but they're saying a lot of the ascended masters have connections to their planets, or who have had lifetimes on their planet. So we all are very connected to their energy, whether we consciously realize it or not. And they're showing up more and more for us in these different collective readings and channeled messages that people are sharing, and because they're really here to help us align with that higher frequency of love and bring that peace and harmony back to the planet. So I feel them closing out with your message there. And yeah, thank you everyone for coming and having some really awesome questions. And I was just going off in space with the Venetian energy. I'm like, where am I? Um, so definitely connect with them more. And they just reminded me too, I want to do one of my next channelings that I want to do on Patreon is going to be with the Lemurians. So I finally got to my John Lennon one, and that one's up and posted. But the next one I want to do, and we'll be eventually asking for questions for, which will be a pre-recorded event for Patreons, but for Patreon, will be with the Lemurians. So look for that coming up too. I hope to fit that in within the next like week or two, but we'll see, because my kids are out of school now, and so that'll be interesting, shifting my schedule around to accommodate being home with them more, which is nice. But they don't get too long of a break. They get 2 months off and they're back on like July 19th or something crazy. So we have different school calendars here in Arizona. We're like so unique to the rest of the country. Our kids, they go longer in school, but they get like more weeks off. So they get like 2 weeks every like 2 months and a ton of half days. So, but all right. So going back, let me just catch up with the comments before I head out here. Oh, nice, Fern. Yeah, you're saying rainbows are a huge sign for you. Beautiful. Yeah. So everybody look for some rainbows. Oh, and Cynthia's been seeing rainbows too. Ugh, I'm slurring my words right now. All right. Let's see. Yeah, you were feeling the pressure too. Wow. Yeah, that's exactly right. I thought it was a tension headache coming from the back of my head and neck, which happens sometimes, but it wasn't. It wasn't that at all. It was definitely, it was more like well-rounded pressure. Um, you guys are welcome. Thank you for being here. Cynthia says she was thinking of Isis as well, since she's been showing up for you a lot, which is a representation of her. Yeah, they're also connected, all the mother goddess energies. Yeah, Amy, you're welcome. It was a big message, but I feel like maybe that's what they really were waiting for you to ask that question. So they come in with this really powerful message for everybody. Yeah. Awesome. You're welcome, Faith. I'm glad that resonates for you. You're welcome, Fern. Yeah, that I know, and they were showing me the clothes, like the making the clothes as part of that. So, but I feel like it could be more even expansive than that. That might just be the beginning for you, but definitely go where your imagination wants to take you is what I'm hearing. So, whatever excites you is the right direction for everyone. Awesome. Definitely work with her then, Kira, if that's what you're looking to do. She was really focused, emphasizing that for you. Beautiful. Awesome, guys. All right. Yeah, we will. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys soon. I'll get on posting announcements for the next mediumship circle practice soon on Patreon. If you aren't on my Patreon, please consider joining. It's really fun. We do a lot of events there, and I'm hoping to do even more as much as I can. So yeah, but I hope you all have a beautiful day, and I'm sending you guys lots of love and light and peaceful, easy feelings with this new moon energy and lots of abundance. So thank you all. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.